Hey everybody. I just wanted to cover something today, which I haven't never seen one of these tools before, and I wanted to share it. I just got in the mail my first tool from Wright Tools. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Wright Tools is a um, pretty long established American US based manufacturer of a broad range of tools ranging from wrenches, sockets, all kinds of ratchets, and everything in between, screwdrivers and everything else. Just like any other sort of major tool brand, their specialty is more of the industrial sector. So that's going to put them into industries like mining or oil, um, maybe maybe other types of transportation like rail. Um, and so they're not as widely reviewed on the internet, which is why I wanted to make a video about them. And so I have here, I pulled up here their catalog, which you can download from their website. And I wanted to point out a couple things. First of all, what I did is I went ahead, I was working on a project here in the house, and my tools had to go to storage because I'm moving in a week, and I still needed to have some tools around the house to do some things. What I went ahead and did is ordered a 1/4 inch drive ratchet in order to do some things around the house, taking things apart and so on. And what I did is I said, well, I don't have anything from Wright Tools. I have things from every other quality manufacturer you would think of, except, well, with a few exceptions. I don't have anything from Snap-on, Matco, or Mac, but I have SK, I have Stahlwille, I have Hazet, and I have a broad range, even Koken and so on. But there's some that I don't have, and I didn't have anything from Wright. And I'm really glad that I did order something from Wright. And so what I did is I found their 1/4 inch drive ratchets. I didn't really need anything fancy. I didn't need a one of these flex head ratchets. I didn't need that. This black ratchet, black industrial ratchet, this looked really interesting. I was really impressed with that. And I was also pretty happy that they have rebuild kits for their ratchets. So if this ratchet ever breaks, or if it needs service for any reason, they do sell a service kit, just like SK and some of the other good, the other really high-end brands. So what I wanted to do is to just stick to their sort of traditional or a traditional style of straight ratchet. And these are actually round head ratchets that I'll show you in a minute. And they have basically two models that fit into this simple design, the 2426 and the 2492. And the 2492 is very similar. These two models are very similar. The differences are that the 2492 is about 1/2 inch longer than the 2426, and maybe costs about $4 or $5 more. And the longer one is said to be a heavy duty ratchet, 45 teeth, 5 1/4 inch contour handle, and so on and so forth. But basically, it's very similar. These two are pretty similar. And so what I did is I went ahead and ordered the 2492 version, this one that I'm circling here, and found it on the internet. And I wanted to point out where I found it, so that y'all can follow my footsteps, or kind of get some insight on what that process was like. Pulling that up real quick. All right, so what I did is I did a quick Google search. See, my annotations are still sticking there. I did a quick Google search for I did a Google search for the Wright 2492, and it came up with a bunch of different options. This is actually Bing, this search here. And Let's see, clear. Oh, here we go. This is actually Bing. I did this search on, but you can see there's a pretty, not too bad, 41 bucks, $29 from Wright Tools, $33 from eBay. You can see there's a variety, $24.93 quarter-inch drive ratchet renewal kit. So that's the rebuild kit for 25 bucks. Now you can see there's a few suppliers. And of course, my tradition is always, I tend to start on Amazon when I'm looking for a tool of some kind. But I found that actually there are other places to get, I'm sure many of you have discovered that there are actually better places to find tools than Amazon in many cases. So that is certainly what I experienced. So what I did is I actually found Circle C Country Supply. They have a really good website and a very broad, wide selection of tools. This was in stock when I ordered it at the end of last week. So 5 or 6 days ago, this was in stock and they had 6 of them left. And they'll probably get more in the coming days. So, check back here whenever if they're out of stock, you can always check back for $28.40. It's a pretty good price. And that's better than the price on Amazon, is better than the price for most of the other websites. If you get up above, I think, $50, they will give you free shipping, I believe. Although I don't see that listed anywhere. But if you have a bunch of tools that you want to get, this company, Circle C Country Supply, they shipped it the same day I ordered it. They were great. And the shipping was only $7. And it just came over the weekend. So I was really happy with that. You can see it says made in the USA, this ratchet. I'm going to show you that in just a second here. So this was a great source to get this. And I would recommend this website for anybody who's looking for needing to purchase anything from a hand tool all the way up through drill bits or anything like that. They have some really nice brands. I think I got a set of Norseman, a metric index set of Norseman bits, drill bits from them, and they were pretty much the only place I could find that had a reasonable pricing on that. So I was pretty happy with that. So looking at this ratchet, you can see and it is as it should be, about 5 1/4 inches long. I'm gonna have to. There we go. All right, so this is the tool, and one thing I was impressed with was its the shininess of its chrome. It really reminded me of the SK Super Chrome finish, which I have here, an SK extension. The SK Super Chrome extension. It's really hard to pick it to show it on the camera, but the Wright Chrome looks very similar, almost the same as the SK Chrome. And SK has some of the most beautiful chroming in the of anybody. I think they do a really beautiful job. This shiny chrome that they have. Well, this is actually pretty nice here. I love how this handle is just very well contoured. This is a very smooth surface, and it has the part number as well as USA stamped into the tool. Here we go. Right, you could just see how well stamped, how clear that is. And taking a close look at the underside of this ratchet, this is not a quick release ratchet, although the ball detent, it is not an impossible one to remove. So back drag, everybody wants to know about back drag. This is a round-headed ratchet, obviously. So they're not known for having low back drag. And I would agree with that on this case. This is not really a low back drag, although it's not horrible. It's not like the older ratchets that I had from 32 tooth from Ace Hardware. But I would say this is okay, it's fine. This is 45 tooth mechanism, and it's not horribly high back drag. After all, I can still turn it with my fingers pretty easily. Of course, it can pretty easily fit. It fits well with all of the sockets that I have. So as a round-headed ratchet, it is pretty narrow as from side to side. But it's a little bit deeper than perhaps maybe a pair-headed ratchet would be. And you can see it just fits into an SK extension pretty well, pretty easily. I found this thing to be great with what I was doing, taking apart furniture. It was just fine. You know, these were machine screws with a bolt, and you know, you could come in at any different angle. Some of it was low clearance, and it was just fine. I would say in comparison, I have this SK 1/4-inch spinner handle. And you know, this is a 60 tooth mechanism, this one from SK. So it's 15 more teeth than the Wright Tools. And I think these were actually in roughly similar pricing. The SK would have been just a little bit cheaper, but I really like these SK spinner handles. I have both this one, this is 1/4-inch, and I also have their 3/8 inch. And this has pretty minimal back drag for a 1/4-inch mechanism. The Wright is just, it's more, but it's not really that much more back drag. So the back drag on this is not as good as the Koken 3/8 inch ratchet that I have, which has like the lowest back drag of any ratchet, but this really isn't bad at all. And seeing how they fit on sockets, because everybody wants to know, and here's a 14 millimeter Vera socket. It's a pretty snug fit, actually. Like that's not going to come off there unless you want it to. So it's just a beautiful fitment, really. I actually really like this ratchet. When you're using it, it just does not have a terrible back drag at all. I would strongly recommend if you haven't tried Wright Tools, you know, take a look at one of their ratchets and see if you can find a place for it in your toolbox. You saw that they have a variety of options, ranging from this kind of fixed head to a flex head, and they have the black oxide. I'm not sure what that black oxide would really be for. Maybe it's for certain environments that are more corrosive. I'm not sure. Like I say, they're more of an industrial brand, and they don't mess around with their with that. They're not they don't make weak tools. So I wanted to get this as the first Wright tool that I have, a very well-known quality USA brand of tools, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I think that anybody should try. You know, anybody who likes tools would love these, I'm sure. So this is very cool. So I'm happy that I got this. This goes in my set of 1/4-inch, my little set of 1/4-inch sockets. I have a metric and SAE set of sockets that are these are all Vera sockets, with the exception of this, which is by Philo. So you can, you know, of course, you could do a number of different things with this. So if you want to turn it into a little ratcheting screwdriver, you do that. And it just fits every socket like you'd imagine. And I'd strongly recommend it. I think that Wright Tools will hopefully get a little bit more traction on the internet, because I think that they've been kind of flying under the radar, in part because if you order something from, say, Amazon, or if you go to a store like Ace Hardware, Harbor Freight, or Home Depot, or wherever, they're probably not going to carry Wright tools, or if they do, they're going to be kind of expensive because they're kind of unusual. It's kind of unusual that somebody will go in and buy them. Well, the same is true for SK. And so Wright, I don't think they do fulfillment through their own website like SK does. And so you have to find one of those other partners like Circle C Supply, or there are others out there. You can order from Zorro. You can order from Tool Up. There's a bunch of different suppliers that you get them from. But because these other suppliers do offer free shipping under most conditions, there's no reason why these shouldn't be more sort of widely reviewed and widely seen. I'd love to see more reviews on their 1/2 inch and 3/8 inch ratchets, as well as their 3/4 inch or 1 inch ratchets. They have huge stuff. Just if somebody needed, I think they have a railroad wrench. I've never seen that before. A railroad wrench. Anyway, who wants to see the depth of this ratchet? I'll put this in here. So I would say it's about an inch or so in depth. Of course, that's to the tip of this. When you put a socket on, it's going to go over this square drive, and then it'll be as long as it needs to be. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. The Wright 2492 ratchet, and I'm going to be I'm happy that I got this today. And check them out. Check out Wright Tools if you're looking to pick up some new ratchets, sockets, or wrenches. Give them a try. All right, thanks.